A 2 minute man will not work for them. They need somebody who will take time to do foreplay. So that also means that the man also has to understand how to do foreplay. Now, remember, we are in Nigeria, we have tradition. So you hear some men will tell you, in my place, we don't give women head. Meanwhile, that is the only way for your woman to orgasm. So there are so many things that clash with our orgasms as women. That's why I tell people, before you get to the end point of orgasm, enjoy the journey.
Hi, this is Resonate with Tammy, and also known as Tammy too. Welcome to today's wonderful show. I'm so excited to share the show with you today because I'm here with someone wonderful for the first time, interviewing a love sex therapist. I'm just going to go straight to the point because this just is hot. Hello, Precious. Nice to have you on today's show. Please, can you tell our listeners who you are so they can know more about you?
Hi, it's nice to be here too. My name is Precious Oden, and I am a certified um, couples, relationship, and sex therapist, as well as a mental health coach. But everybody knows me as Delicious Intimacies because that is my brand name. So everyone calls me Delicious.
Okay. All right. So my first question is, what sparks your passion for human intimacy and how did you turn this into a career? I'm curious.
Okay, so what sparked my passion was my personal experience. And my personal experience as it has to do with my upbringing. You know, we're from Nigeria. And so in Nigeria, and even in most of the African cultures,
Yeah.
parents tend to shy away from the topic of sex.
I wonder why.
And so I grew up, I went to the university, and all I knew about sex was what I learned from my friends. So I was a virgin up until for a very long time.
Okay.
And that's because I kept hearing this person's experience, and it wasn't tallying. So in my head, I'm like, why is one person saying they are enjoying, and that person is saying, I just did it for the money, and that person is saying, it was just black, you know? And so I was like, no, if I'm going to do this thing, I want to be able to do it and enjoy it.
Exactly.
And then, of course, became sexually active and found out I was not enjoying it.
Why?
And I decided to find out the reason why. And then understand that I now understood rather that there were so many people like me who were not enjoying it, but didn't have a safe space to speak out. Now we're going about how I turned it into a career.
Yes.
So there was no non-judgmental zone. There was no safe space. And so that was what made me, I said, how do I make people speak out? Didn't have a safe space to speak because I did all of the inquiry on my own. And finally, I found out that I could create this same safe space I was looking for. And that was how it all started.
Okay. So often hear couples say, or some of my friends go like, when you get married, sex is going to be like, it's not going to be like a novelty. It's just wear up with time. So my question to you is, how can couples keep sex exciting after a long time? It's an issue. It's an issue. I mean, we need to address this.
How do you keep it exciting?
Okay.
One, learn how to do things together. So don't learn something new and then decide to go and practice it somewhere else. Practice with your partner. Two, be open to new experiences. Don't be judgmental. He suddenly flips you over a new sex style. You start asking him, Mr. Man, where did you go and learn this one? Woman, who taught you this one? No. There are so many styles. Find what suits you, but be open to new experiences. Three, create time. Because if you don't have time, I mean, you can't even do the act in the first place. So even when you start having kids, if it means you taking a weekend to go and lodge in a hotel, please do it. One weekend in a hotel will not run down your finances.
Exactly.
It will help if it's a dinner night, if it's to go swimming, there should be an activity that bonds you, and then there should be something that can take you out of, maybe the chaotic environment or the kind of environment that you're in. You can have kids running up and down, and you want some quiet time for yourself and your partner. You can't do it in the house, so you have to find somewhere else to do it. So is it a lot of work? Yes. But does it pay off? Oh, yes, it pays off.
Do you have couples come to meet you for this kind of situation? I mean, do you have?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I do. I do. I counsel a lot of couples. In my 6 years of business, I've counseled over 300 couples.
Excellent.
And we have people who are still doing counseling. They are still in therapy because most times people need guidelines. And so I'm there to give guidelines on how to make it exciting for them. Because remember, their sexual experience is unique to them. It's not the same for all sexual partners.
Okay. How do
So
you
that's
help?
how, when people come to me, I help them.
And how do you help clients overcome sex shame and guilt?
First of all, I let them understand that coming to me means they are safe. What they tell me is confidential. Even if it's a couple's therapy and one partner tells me, you see this thing I'm telling you, I don't want my partner to know. I respect those boundaries. I respect those boundaries a lot. Now, when it has to do with overcoming shame and guilt, I let them understand that there is something called closure, there's something called forgiveness. Because sometimes these things come from unresolved past that the partners have had with other people. So if you feel telling your partner will make them guilt strip you or shame you, then I tell you, don't tell them. But understand by yourself, with yourself, for yourself, that was in your past and that it has no bearing on the current relationship you enjoy with your partner. So let it go. Holding on to it will not benefit you in this current relationship. So why hold on to it? So they go through a process where we teach them how to come to terms with the shame and the guilt, let go of the shame and the guilt, and build new memories to cover the memories of the shame and the guilt.
Okay. Okay. So I have another question to ask. This is quite it's a question that a friend of mine said I should ask. Oftentimes I hear of
Okay.
ladies that say, I don't enjoy sex. I just pretend to my partner that I came, but I didn't come. And they said most of them, some women, I don't want to generalize that they don't come. So my question, two questions I have for you is that how
Yeah.
do women enjoy it? It's not just doing it because they want their partners to feel like a man or something or whatever, but they enjoy it.
Yes.
And what are the biggest mistakes women make in the bedroom and how can we fix it? Those are two questions I asked.
Yes, but I'll answer them as one. Now, as women, we have been brought up to feel and think that sex is us doing something for the man. And so, in most women, at the back of their minds, all they want to do is, I want to satisfy my partner. If he is satisfied, I am okay. No, sex is mutual. That's one. And two, if you want your partner to please you, if you want to enjoy sex, you also need to understand your own body. If you don't know how you feel or the parts of your body that will get you faster in the mood, you that own the body, you don't even understand that about yourself. How do you want somebody outside of your body to understand that? And so there's a class I do that is called sexual body mapping. It teaches individuals, male or female, but I like to concentrate on the women because most women fall into this category of understanding their body's unique response to sex. For some, it's, oh, you have to kiss me. For some, oh, you have to foreplay. For some, it's, words of affection. For some, it's acts of service throughout the day. So there are different ways. But basically, when it has to do with the body, we teach you how to understand your body. And then we teach you how to transfer this knowledge to your partner. And so I tell people, be with a partner who is your friend. Because the person who is your friend will want to please you. he is not going to think it is too much work to understand how to please you. So one of the mistakes women make is we don't communicate. One, we're not with partners who are our friends. So that now leads us to lack of proper communication, because you can't start telling a stranger your deepest secrets. So be sexually compatible with someone who is your friend or who you are their friend. There should be friendship in the mix. So understand your body, be with someone who is your friend. 3, learn to express yourself. If you want to be loud, be loud. That is who you are. Be unique and enjoy your uniqueness. If you are the type that you like being, you like, trying out new things, you're the type that, if they say it's under rain, let's go there. If they say it's in front of the car, let's go there. Then let your partner know. Communicate all of these things with your partner. Now, don't communicate it in a judgmental tone.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say, yesterday, that's how you did not even do it well. Today, as I'm showing you, better get it right. No. As women, our words are supposed to be seasoned with honey and sugar.
Exactly.
When you're talking, bedroom sexy voice, call him those names that when you call him, he understands that it's about to go down. Use phrases that make him feel that you enjoy him as much as he enjoys you. So even when you want to introduce something, you'll be like, honey, there's something I would like us to try. Don't worry, if you're not comfortable with it, we won't, do it. But what do you think about, blah, 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 blah. And then you listen to his response. Don't just listen to his words. Look at his body language. That would also help. So as women, we should learn to communicate. We should learn to understand our bodies. We should learn to be sexually active with friends, not just strangers. If you want to enjoy the sexual act, it's supposed to be mutual. So if he's enjoying it, you should also enjoy it.
Okay, I don't know if I've asked this question before, but I'm going to ask it again. What's the secret to achieving orgasm as a woman? It's a serious matter. Someone will lie about it, but I need to put it out there. What's the secret to it?
So women are highly emotional beings.
Okay.
And so I tell people one of the secrets to achieving orgasm is enjoy the act. Learn how to separate every other thing from the sexual act. Enjoy the love making. Don't be there and your mind is thinking about 1,000 other things. Don't be there and be thinking about your house rent, the clothes you want to wear, the events you want to go to, the query that they gave you in the office. Oh, this lecturer is troubling me in school. No, be in the moment. Be there. 2, understand your body. Because not every woman orgasms every single time. Remember, when I was talking about enjoying sex, I did not use the word orgasm. You can enjoy the act without reaching climax. As women, our hormones can stop us from climaxing every single time. Can you do it? Yes. Are there women who climax every single time? Yes. But most often than... Yeah, so that's the thing. So everybody's body is unique. So when you come to us, we help you understand your own unique pathway, the road that you need to follow. For some women, the way they orgasm is they have to be on top. For some, the way they orgasm is long foreplay. So if you spend time foreplaying with them, once you do the penetrative act of sex, from that time until the orgasm is a short span. So for those type of women, quickie won't work for them. A 2-minute man will not work for them. They need somebody who will take time to do foreplay. So that also means that the man also has to understand how to do foreplay. Now, remember, we are in Nigeria. We have tradition. So you hear some men will tell you, in my place, we don't give women head. Meanwhile, that is the only way for your woman to orgasm. So there are so many things that clash with our orgasms as women. That's why I tell people, before you get to the end point of orgasm, enjoy the journey. It makes it easier for you to reach the destination. Because if you hear some of the things, some people will tell you, oh, when it's time for me to orgasm, I must be act in a certain way. Now, the man might be so into the whole sexual act, he will forget to bend you that way. that you like to be bent? Will he be able to do it every time? He might not remember. So for every woman, it is different. So understanding what works for you, I keep going back to that, is key. For some women, it is the quickie that works for them. So office sex, so they go to their partner's office, or their partner comes to their office, and office sex, and they are good to go. Some, it's the whole, oh, let's do it in the bathroom of the club, or in the, like, oh, the whole idea of, oh, we'll soon be caught, oh
The
yeah, hurry up,
rush.
hurry up. The rush. Why some like the slow loving? Now some women are, they like the morning sex, some is the night sex. So you also need to understand that if you're the type that likes morning sex, that means you climax more in the morning than at night. Now, if you're the type that likes the night, and then some people, even the morning sex has to be rough, it must not be slow. So you need to understand all of these things. It takes a whole lot. But once you know yourself, because all I'm saying has to do with so many women, different women. But if you know yourself, it's very easy for you to communicate that knowledge to your partner, and then he can make you come every single time.
What's your stance on sex toys?
I'm going to be speaking from two standpoints. One, as a therapist, and two, as a sexually active adult. As a therapist, I don't see any problem with sex toys. It has saved a lot of sexual relationships. It has reduced the pressure of sexual expectations on relationships. It has helped a lot, because we have some persons who are suffering from certain illnesses, and for that reason they can't perform well, but they want to satisfy their partner. So what do? They use sex toys to satisfy their partner. It doesn't mean they don't love their partner. It just means that for that moment, the sex toy is standing in the gap until they get their health back. Now, as a sexually active adult, I love sex toys, because I happen to fall into the category of women who like foreplay. And so to help my partner when he doesn't have the time for foreplay, we do sex toys. So in my head, the sex toys is my foreplay, and then the main event is my partner. So sex toys in itself, it's not bad. It's the addiction to it, just like with every other thing. It is the addiction where you now become dependent on the toy and forget the flesh and blood human being.
That's an issue.
So it is the addiction that is the challenge, not the toy itself.
Well, thank you, Precious, for this wonderful talk. Is there anything you'd like to tell our listeners out there, because they want to know more about you, more about your career and what you do? I mean, what you render. So just let them know what you do. So.
Yeah. So people shy away from the topic of sex a lot. And I tell people I am foremost a sex educator before I go into all of the other things that are associated with the business I do, So I tell people, understand yourself, know what you like, look for people like us. Thank God for Google. You can go to Google and say, look, sex therapist in my city, sex therapist, near me. And you might not feel so comfortable talking with your partner or your doctor, but those are the kind of things you can tell your therapist. And then your therapist helps you frame the words that you now use to tell your partner. Our business is becoming, or the career is becoming more and more exposed. We're getting more exposure as the years go by. So it's a good thing for us, because it means more people are open to the knowledge of good sex. So I call it sexual expressions, because sexual expressions are diverse. So people are more open to the language of sexual expressions, and it makes even our jobs easier as parents, because it's not just in old age. I tell people sex education starts from childhood. So you start teaching the child the parts of the body, how to understand their bodies, how to be comfortable in their bodies, and how to create boundaries around their bodies, and how to respect boundaries around other people's bodies. It starts from there, And so before you know, when a child is being exposed to sexual abuse, the child can identify that it is sexual abuse. Even
Okay.
when the person becomes an adult and is, engaged in sexual abuse, the person will know that, look, there's some people who are sexually abused and they don't even know it. They think it's normal. Now, this is because they did not have any sexual education background whatsoever. What they know about sex is what that person who is abusing them told them.
Wow. Wow.
So, as sex therapists, it's not just about the bedroom act itself, it starts from childhood. So, we teach, we educate, so that by the time the person starts becoming sexually active, they know exactly what they want, how they want it, why they want it, and it just makes for a better society. We all know that once a person comes, you have orgasm as a man or a woman, the world just feels all right. So that's one of the things we try to preach. Like, if that is all right, you go to the office, you're going to be relaxed. You go to your business place, you're going to be relaxed. You're going to be smiling with customers. So that joy from your bedroom, you're going to spread it all around. And it's generally going to make the world a very happy
I'm
place.
telling you. Oh, thank you, Precious, for creating today's show. We really, really love to have you back
Thank
sometime
you so
soon.
much. Thank
For
you
anyone that
so much.
wants to visit her site, she is Intimacy.
The intimacy consultant.
Okay, thank you so much. So until you
Yeah.
hear from us again, I'll drop more details on my social. So anyone that wants to visit her can just go look for us. Until I
All
see
right.
you next time, God bless and take care.
Thank you so much. I totally had a lovely time.
Thank you too, Precious. I appreciate it.